What is happening, everyone, and welcome back to the Beyonce Beat. The news cycle is absolutely wild right now, and we are here to break it all down for you with the updates you cannot miss. We've got major developments, surprising statements, and behind-the-scenes insights that are shaking things up. Get ready, because the stories we're diving into today are going to keep you on the edge of your seat. From unexpected confessions to critical career moves, we're covering it all, and you're getting it here first. Let's jump right in. First up, a prominent figure is finally addressing those serious allegations from a past project. What was said, and what does it mean for the future? You're going to want to hear this. Then, we're taking a look at a highly anticipated project that's been through the ringer. Despite significant hurdles, there's a glimmer of hope that it might still see the light of day. We've got the latest on this developing situation. Next, we're going back to that same individual as they open up about past personal controversies. These are candid reflections that offer a new perspective on a challenging period. What insights are they sharing now? And finally, we're shifting gears to a different star involved in that same film project. They're sharing their thoughts on the movie's artistic merit and the deeper messages it aims to convey. Plus, a surprising personal challenge they overcame to be a part of it. Stick around for all these incredible updates and more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bill Murray breaks silence on being mortal set incident. An unexpected confession from a legendary figure. For years, the entertainment world has been buzzing about the circumstances that led to the indefinite suspension of the film, Being Mortal, a project helmed by Aziz Ansari. At the heart of the shutdown were allegations of misconduct against its star, Bill Murray. Now, in a candid conversation with the New York Times, Murray has finally addressed the incident that sent shockwaves through the production, offering his perspective on what transpired and the impact it had. Murray recalled a specific moment on set where, while both he and a female production assistant were wearing masks due to COVID-19 protocols, he engaged in behavior that crossed a line. I was wearing a mask, and I gave her a kiss, and she was wearing a mask. It wasn't like I touched her, but it was just, I gave her a kiss through a mask. And she wasn't a stranger, he explained. He admitted that his intention was to be humorous, stating, I thought it was funny, and every time it happened, it was funny. However, the reality of the situation was far from amusing for the recipient and the production. This incident, described as inappropriate behavior that led to a shutdown of the film 3/4 of the way through its production, resulted in a significant professional setback. Murray expressed deep regret and a sense of personal failure, acknowledging, but it was a great disappointment because I thought I knew someone and I did not. He revealed the profound effect the event had on him personally, sharing, he was devastated. He couldn't believe it happened. I think this movie meant a lot to him. The actor also disclosed the emotional toll, stating, I don't go too many days or weeks without thinking of what happened. Murray further elaborated on his feelings about the investigation and its aftermath in his interview. He conveyed a sense of injustice regarding the process, noting, there was no conversation, there was nothing, there was no peacemaking, nothing beyond what he termed lunatic arbitration. He felt the proceedings did not align with his understanding of fairness. Despite the difficult circumstances, Murray indicated a willingness to learn from the experience, though his initial comments suggested a more immediate reflection and cooperation with the investigation, hoping to salvage the project. Aziz Ansari, who was set to direct and star in Being Mortal alongside a cast including Keke Palmer, Seth Rogen, Sandra Oh, and Keanu Reeves, has also been impacted by the film's stalled production. His own directorial debut, Good Fortune, has faced its share of challenges, with Being Mortal initially intended to be his major directorial outing before the allegations surfaced. The public reaction has been a mix of concern and curiosity, with many viewers and industry observers keen to understand the full scope of the situation and how it will affect future projects. The incident highlights the ongoing conversations around workplace conduct and accountability within the entertainment industry. But what does this mean for the film's future? We'll explore that next. Stay tuned for more on this developing story. Aziz Ansari hopes to salvage Bill Murray film after misconduct allegations. Can a stalled project find new life? Director and star Aziz Ansari is on the verge of releasing his highly anticipated directorial debut, Good Fortune, but the specter of a previous, indefinitely suspended project, Being Mortal, continues to loom. The film, which was set to star Bill Murray, shut down production three-quarters of the way through due to misconduct allegations against Murray. In a recent interview, Ansari revealed his surprising hope that the film might still be completed, offering a personal perspective on the situation. Murray's alleged misconduct involved climbing on top of a female production assistant and kissing her while both were masked for COVID-19 safety protocols. Murray himself described the incident to the New York Times as something he thought was funny at the time, having done similar things before. However, the act led to an HR investigation that ultimately caused the studio to halt production. Despite this abrupt end, Ansari shared with The Hollywood Reporter that he still believes Being Mortal can be finished with Murray involved. He was devastated, Ansari stated, reflecting on Murray's reaction. He couldn't believe it happened. I think this movie meant a lot to him. Murray's own comments to the New York Times, made 3 years after the incident, indicate the event still weighs heavily on him. I don't go too many days or weeks without thinking about what happened on Being Mortal, he confessed. While he expressed that the movie was significant to him, his remarks also conveyed frustration with the investigation process. He felt there was a lack of dialogue and resolution, describing the studio's HR approach as lacking any conversation or peacemaking, and referring to the arbitration as lunatic. This contrasts with his earlier statements where he appeared more cooperative and open to self-reflection. The conversation also touched upon Ansari's own past controversies, specifically the 2018 sexual misconduct allegations made against him. Ansari addressed these in his 2019 comedy special, Aziz Ansari, Right Now, suggesting he had taken time to process the situation and felt terrible. However, in his more recent discussion with The Hollywood Reporter, he downplayed the idea of a formal hiatus, explaining that his tour and special were intended to address public curiosity. I did that tour, and I wanted to address it in the special because people were curious about how I felt about the whole experience. So I felt like I had to talk about it in the special, he said. When asked about apologizing to his accuser, Ansari stated, I apologized to the person personally, right, when it happened. This dual focus on both the Being Mortal situation and his own past allegations provides a layered perspective on Ansari's approach to his directorial debut. The resilience of Being Mortal as a potential project, coupled with Ansari's candid reflections on his personal journey, adds significant depth to the narrative surrounding his return to the forefront of filmmaking. These personal reflections offer a new lens on his career, but what about his past public statements? We'll delve into that next. Stay with us for more insights. Aziz Ansari reflects on past sexual misconduct allegations. I felt terrible. A rare look back at a pivotal moment. Aziz Ansari, known for his work on Master of None and Parks and Recreation, has rarely spoken publicly about the sexual misconduct allegations leveled against him in 2018. Following the publication of an article by a woman identifying herself as Grace, detailing an alleged pressured sexual encounter, Ansari largely retreated from the public eye. Now, in a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, he has offered a more in-depth perspective on the events, explaining his approach to addressing the situation both personally and publicly. Ansari had previously responded to the allegations in a statement at the time, expressing surprise and concern, as he believed their interactions had been consensual. He also addressed the matter in his 2019 comedy special, Aziz Ansari, Right Now. However, he is now clarifying why he chose not to directly address his accuser publicly after the initial statement. I apologized to the person personally, right, when it happened, he told The Hollywood Reporter. He elaborated on his decision to discuss the experience in his comedy special, stating, I did that tour, and I wanted to address it in the special because people were curious about how I felt about the whole experience. So, I felt like I had to talk about it in the special. During his Right Now special, Ansari shared insights into his personal life and feelings in the year following the article's publication. He conveyed a sense of emotional turmoil, admitting, "There's times I felt scared, there's times I felt humiliated, there's times I felt embarrassed, and ultimately I just felt terrible that this person felt this way." He also shared an anecdote about a friend's reaction, which prompted him to consider the broader impact of the situation. "I always think about a conversation I had with one of my friends where he was like, 'You know what, man? That whole thing made me think about every date I've ever been on.' And I thought, wow, that's pretty incredible." Ansari expressed a hope that the experience, while difficult, could lead to positive change. "If this made not just me but other people be more thoughtful, then that's a good thing, and that's how I feel about it," he remarked. He emphasized that his time away from the spotlight was not necessarily a planned hiatus, but rather a period of intentional engagement with the aftermath of the allegations. "It wasn't really a break, per se," he clarified, explaining that his focus was on processing the experience and articulating his feelings through his work. As Ansari prepares for the premiere of his directorial debut, Good Fortune, on October 17th, these reflections add a significant layer to his public narrative. His marriage in 2022 to forensic data scientist Serena Scov-Campbell also marks a new phase in his personal life. His careful framing of his time away underscores a desire to move forward while acknowledging the impact of past events. These are powerful reflections on personal growth. Now, let's turn to another star in the spotlight. Get ready for what Keanu Reeves has to say. Keanu Reeves praises Aziz Ansari's Good Fortune as a work of art. A star's perspective on a new directorial vision. Keanu Reeves, a beloved actor known for his iconic roles, is generating buzz for his participation in Aziz Ansari's directorial debut, Good Fortune. Reeves, who stars alongside Seth Rogen, Keke Palmer, and Sandra Oh, shared his high praise for the film, describing it as a work of art and highlighting its ability to foster compassion and empathy. The film's narrative centers on an angel's attempt to demonstrate to a struggling man that wealth does not equate to happiness. Reeves found the project particularly compelling due to its nuanced exploration of societal issues. There are sociological, cultural, wage disparity, and status questions being investigated in the film with a really delicate hand, but a hand, he told The Hollywood Reporter. He believes this sensitive approach elevates the movie, expressing hope that it will bring around some kind of understanding, compassion, and empathy. For Reeves, this deeper thematic engagement is what transforms Good Fortune into a significant piece of art. However, Reeves' involvement in the film was nearly jeopardized by a serious personal injury. He recounted a painful incident where he snapped his kneecap vertically, like a potato chip. Describing the immediate aftermath, he recalled, "As the pain was coming up, I was like, oh f***, this is not good, this is quite bad." There was a lot of blood. Despite the severity of the injury, Reeves remained committed to Good Fortune, a decision that deeply relieved Ansari, who had worried Keanu might withdraw. Keanu could have easily been like, "Hey man, I'm so sorry, I'm out," Ansari admitted. Reeves' dedication to the project also stemmed from the opportunity to collaborate with his co-stars. "When you have the chance to work with two comedy masters, you go for it," he said, referring to Ansari and Rogen. Seth Rogen, also starring in the film, echoed the sentiment, expressing a hope that Good Fortune might influence viewers' perspectives on social and economic issues. He specifically mentioned the gig economy, noting, "If this movie does nothing else, I hope maybe people tip their DoorDash a little bit more after they watch it." Rogen highlighted how a single negative review can significantly impact those in service roles, emphasizing the film's realistic portrayal of these challenges. Ansari also shared his initial reservations about casting Reeves, admitting he wasn't sure they would connect. "That guy just seems like he's on a different planet, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like we would be able to interact," he confessed. However, upon meeting Reeves, Ansari was immediately convinced. "As soon as I saw him, he had long hair and everything, and I was like, this has got to be him." Ansari further observed that Reeves possesses a real movie star aura, noting his relative mystery and enduring star power. "It's clear this film is a passion project for everyone involved, but what's the overall takeaway? We'll wrap it all up right after this." And that's a wrap on today's explosive updates. We covered Bill Murray breaking his silence on those being mortal allegations, Aziz Ansari hoping to still finish that film, Ansari opening up about his past personal controversies, and Keanu Reeves sharing his thoughts on good fortune and overcoming injury. Don't miss out on any future breakdowns. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, ring the notification bell, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. You can also follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected. We'll see you next time on the Beyonce Beat.